Good morning. My name's Bernie Ankney. I'm Dean of the School of Communication at Point Park University in downtown Pittsburgh. It's an exciting time to come to the School of Communication. For the last few years, we've been working very hard to take the School of Communication from a very, very good program to an elite one of the 10 best schools in the country. At Point Park, we have 5 Bachelor of Arts programs. Those are broadcasting. We have tracks in both production as well as on-air reporting. Our second Bachelor of Arts program is digital journalism. It has a traditional reporting, writing, editing track, as well as a track in photojournalism. Our third program is multimedia. Multimedia differs throughout the country when you get the majors, so I want to explain Point Park's program because it's unique, it's special, and I want students to know about it. One side is production, so you learn how to code, you learn how to build a professional website. Those are skills that will always make you employable. The second side is generating the content for that professional website. It could be a video, it could be photography, it could be an infographic, it could be text. So that's our multimedia program. Our third program is public relations, advertising, and social media. This is our program that has really, really high employment rates. If you look at Bureau of Labor statistic data, jobs in public relations, advertising, social media are exploding. There's real demand for young people, 21, 22, 23, to work in social media. And nearly all our graduates have jobs within 6 months. Our final BA program is sports communication. This is our newest program. It's just over a year old. How it's structured is your first 2 years, you do sports communication for Point Park Athletics. So you do play-by-play, you do broadcasting, you do video production, you do podcasting, you do photojournalism, you do social media. The reason it's a broad degree is there are a lot of jobs in sports communication, but you never ever know which job is going to be available. So we want our students to have a very, very broad skill base so they can apply for any job. Now, for your first 2 years, as I mentioned earlier, you do sports communication for Point Park Athletics. During your junior year, you have a chance to do sports communication for the University of Pittsburgh and ACC conference through a collaboration we've set up. And during your senior year, we want you to do internships with our friends and alumni with the Pirates, Steelers, Penguins, Riverhounds. So those are our Bachelor of Arts programs. We also have 2 Bachelor of Fine Arts programs. The first one is graphic and interactive design. Again, broad degree, gives you a lot of different skills. You can be designing a package for a product that's in a store. You can be designing a magazine. You can be designing a web page. Our graphic and interactive design skills, students have the opportunity to really focus on where they want to go in those areas. One of the most promising career paths for them right now is at public relations, advertising, and social media firms where they are the designer and come up with design elements for all the content that their agency needs to produce. We also have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in photography. Students in this program approach photography from a more artistic approach. We have a lot of kids who go on to get an MFA in photography. We also have a lot of graduates who use their photography skills to get jobs at businesses, at high schools, at colleges, at hospitals. So those are the 7 programs that the School of Communication offers. Now, a few things that we've been working on in the last year to meet my goal of becoming one of the best schools of communication in the country are we created an early start master's program. So if you come to Point Park and you focus in PR, ads, social media, you're allowed to start taking graduate business classes during your senior year. And if you do that, you can finish an MBA in 5 years. We think that's a great option for some kids. And what it does is it gives you 2 degrees. So you leave Point Park with strong PR, ads, social media skills, but you also have business skills. So maybe someday you want to start your own business. I've had about 50 former students who've started their own business, and we think this helps give you another alternative after graduation. Every School of Communication major or program allows you an early start master's option. So it's not just limited to PR, ads, social media. You can do it in graphic design, you can do it in photography, you can do it in sports communication as well. We also have a fun class called Media Entrepreneurship. In this class, you develop an idea for a business plan. Let's say you want to start a sports broadcasting business for high schools and college in Pittsburgh. Videography right now pays about $150 an hour in Pittsburgh, so there's great demand for it. And we will use our alumni to help you vet the business plan. You'll participate in Shark Tank competitions, and you will leave Point Park with a business plan in place. So we view that as a really exciting program. When I meet with prospective students and families, what I tell them is, I want you leaving here with about 3 or 4 different options. The School of Communication cut most of their programs a few years ago to about 50 credits. And what that means is you have the ability to get a minor, 2 minors, maybe even a double major. So it helps make you employable in a lot of different areas. So no matter what the job is after college, you can say, I can do that. We also have a strong internship program. This is where being in downtown Pittsburgh is so important. You can walk to about 50 or 100 internships within 15 or 20 minutes of Pittsburgh. As dean, I want you doing 3 internships by the time you graduate. Your first one after your sophomore year. So let's say you're a multimedia student. Maybe you work in Johnstown and you build a website for Big Brothers Big Sisters in Johnstown. Terrific, terrific internship. After your junior year, maybe you get a multimedia internship in Pittsburgh. So in that internship, you generate all the content for a professional website. And during your senior year, you do a 3rd one in Pittsburgh, let's say for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and you generate some content for your website. 3 internships gives you about 1 year of professional experience. It's going to make you stand out, and it's one of the distinctive traits of the School of Communication at Point Park. Another thing I wanted to talk about briefly is our student media. I've taught at universities where as a freshman, as a sophomore, you couldn't work for the TV station, radio station, or newspaper. It is not that way at Point Park. The second you walk on campus, if you want to work at UView, our TV station, do it. If you want to work at WPPJ, our radio station, do it. If you want to work for the Globe, our student newspaper, we have a hard copy, we have an online one, do it. So the advantage of going to a smaller private university is you're going to have opportunities right away. My first year as dean at Point Park, I was riding in the elevator with a young woman, and she told me she was off to a UView meeting. That was 1 week after coming to campus. She got actively involved in UView as a freshman. As a sophomore, she moved into a leadership role. So that's very much what we want all our incoming students to do. Another thing I wanted to talk about briefly was we have student media groups as well. So we have one for public relations, we have one for advertising, we have one for broadcasting, we have one for graphic design, we have one for photography. I think these are great opportunities for you because you may come to college as a digital journalism major. And I did an internship between my junior and senior year, and I had always wanted to work at a daily newspaper and to be a general assignment reporter. This internship convinced me that wasn't a good fit. So I helped, at the time I was, oh my gosh, this is terrible. What am I going to do in life? But it helped me refocus, and I decided during my senior year to focus on medicine and science and technology and to work at magazines, and that was a great fit for me. So going to our student media group, you may learn more about digital journalism and decide I want to focus a little more on broadcasting, or maybe PR ads, social media is a better fit for me. But I would much, much rather you figure that out by working for our student media, by going to our student media groups, than being in your first job and saying, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? Some other things that I think are important about the Point Park School of Communication is the advising system. I believe you have 4 advisors at Point Park. Your first one is a staff advisor you meet with every semester who says, these are the classes you need to take to graduate in 4 years as a broadcasting major and as a sports comm minor. Your second advisor is a faculty member in that area. So for broadcasting, it could be Dr. Robin Chekala, it could be Dr. Tom Baggerman, who have extensive broadcast experience. Your third advisor is the chair of the School of Communication, Professor Chris Rowlandson, and your fourth one is me. We try to be as student-friendly as possible, and when you have a problem, when you have an issue, see one of the 4 of us so we can help. As an example, you catch the flu, you miss classes, you're behind, let us know so we can try and help you so we can get you caught up. The School of Communication also has a strong scholarship program. We have broadcasting scholarships, we have sports communication scholarships, we have digital journalism scholarships, and if you have any questions about those, let me know because we want you to come here. We want you to come here and get a great education, and we want to make it as easy for you and for your family financially. That's all I had for you today. My name again is Bernie Ankney, Dean of the School of Communication. My number at Point Park is area code 412-392-4740, and my email address is rankney, ANKNEY, @pointpark.edu. Please call, please email if you have any questions.